What's up?
How's it going, man?
Episode of Those Two Dads, everybody, where we talk about all things dadpreneur. If I can get the marbles out of my mouth. Josh, today we're going to talk about why affiliate marketing is so hot right now. It's a hot topic, and there's a bunch of people that are flocking to learn and are growing in this space, and we're going to chit-chat about it today. So before we get going, go ahead and hit the hearts. Drop a hashtag live if you're live here on Facebook or YouTube, and or hashtag replay if you catch it later. Make sure you're tagging and sharing these episodes with your favorite dad and mompreneur. We love helping people out. You know, it's the whole reason why we do this. So appreciate all the support and getting the word out. So really appreciate all you guys that are tuning in every other week. So let's jump in, buddy.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I just want to echo that too. Like, we do really appreciate everybody that comes on and hangs out with us or, listens. And, when we've got different areas that people can actually listen to this stuff and watch this stuff, it's really awesome to see that happening. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I know Kyle feels the same way. That's definitely awesome. But yeah, so before we get into the topic, I'm gonna embarrass this guy over here, and he's just finally coming back to the land of the normal living.
That's for sure. Been dead. My Facebook page is dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how you feeling? You feeling better now?
A lot better. Yeah. So what he's talking about is I've been out with the old COVID-19 virus. Whole family. Well, my wife and I, and then the kids have been home, and we still got. Well, the kids have to stay home for another 4 days. I can go back to school Friday, from the old CDC guidelines or whatever else. And so it's going to be another couple of grueling days being forced to stay home. But, you do what you got to do.
That's right.
What you got to do. So I don't have any taste or smell, which is really strange.
That's still going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what I'd probably lose my mind if it was going on that long, because I'd be so sad to not be able to taste any barbecue or anything. Like,
yeah, it takes all the joy out of eating. That's for sure.
Eating becomes a transactional process at this point,
dude. And you know what? I mean, that might be okay right now. I mean, a couple pounds. So silver lining, I suppose.
Right.
But not being able to smell either, like you can't smell yourself. You can't smell anything, like this is gonna sound so dumb. We've been watching reruns of Nip Tuck, right? I don't know if you remember that show from back in the aughts. But there's an episode on it where they pulled the plug on the carbon monoxide detector, and I was just like thinking about that, like not that you can smell carbon monoxide, but just in general, smelling something. Like, what if like there's like a dangerous thing that you have no idea, right? Like, you can't smell it.
Right.
You can't smell anything. But anyway, it's just the dumb shit that goes through my head.
No, that's understandable, because for me, like, I think what would throw me off is like not being able to smell smoke. Like, that would give me probably the biggest aneurysm in my brain, is losing the ability to be like that protective father type, and husband, whatever. And like thinking about how like I wouldn't know if there was smoke in the house. And it's like, why do we think of these things?
just the
But
random stuff that goes to your head, and
right,
mostly because you take your senses for granted, right? You take a lot of
yeah,
things for granted until like it's thrust in your face, like just
right,
being able to go outside, even in quarantine, right? Like you still can go to the grocery store and like all this other stuff, and not when you have it, like you're confined to your house, can't do
right.
anything, and I didn't want to do anything, like Heather and I, we just wanted to sleep, like that's it. You know, we have no energy. We still barely have any energy. It's like starting to come back as our appetites start to come back and stuff. But you don't
Yeah,
want to do anything on this damn virus, and you take that kind of like I was kind of reflecting on it last night a little bit, where you take all these things for granted in life, and when they get taken away, and it puts it back into perspective a little bit. So, like to your point, like just perspective comes around in a way that you don't normally think, 'cause you don't necessarily have to think
right.
that way.
Yeah, for sure. That's well, and that's the thing is situations can always give you some clarity. It can, change, put things in a different light, put things in a different perspective. And it's funny how a lot of people will run into those situations and be like, oh, well, it was no big deal. I made it through. It's like, yeah, but what changed? Like,
Yeah, you always
like,
got to look back at the lessons learned.
right. Yeah. It's like, what did like most people go, well, I learned not to get COVID. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, duh. We know this. Like, that's a given. But like, let's think about like growth wise, like you talked about already, being able to appreciate things like going to the grocery store, which most people were like, I don't want to go anywhere anyways. And then when you're forced to stay at home, you're like, God, I want to go somewhere, you know?
For
And
sure.
so all those little things that you take for granted, and then you start realizing that those are really important things.
Definitely. And then it makes you appreciate other things. Like we live in a world where you can go on your phone and you can order, you know,
Everything.
whatever. You
Yeah.
can order anything and just have it delivered straight to your door, contactless delivery. It's crazy.
Right. So it's
Crazy.
funny enough, that actually is a nice segue into the topic today, because one of the things of like why affiliate marketing is so hot right now. That God, that was a weird, like perfectly timed segue into the topic, because that's honestly one of the main reasons why affiliate marketing is so hot right now, is because of the ability to be completely mobile and not have to go
The
out anywhere.
contactless delivery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
contactless delivery, right, right. Well, but oddly enough, that's true. Like the contactless delivery,
for
being
sure.
able to, let's put this in perspective, right? Like being able to promote something and have somebody sign up and you make a commission, all without ever talking to that person. Like,
Yeah, it sounds pretty sexy, right? Like,
you're right. Yeah,
you
and
know,
that's what's crazy though, is like the people. So and the reason why this topic is so top of mind is because um, everybody knows,
excuse me.
I've moved into a lot of the affiliate space, more so than I used to be. Kyle's been in that for a long time, and the thing is that I noticed the other day everybody kept asking me like, well, do you talk to all these people that don't, or that sign up in your system and that opt into your offers and things like that? And I thought about it and I said, no, I don't talk to every single person. And then they were like, oh, that's so cool. And I'm like, wait a minute, but that's opposite of what we're taught in society. Is we're taught to not let anything be automated. We're taught to, if you want it done right, do it yourself kind of mentality. But then you get into affiliate marketing and they're just like, hey, automate everything you possibly can. And so the crazy
There's
thing,
there's like a lot of nuance to that though. It's not as cut and dry as that, because
no,
honestly,
I mean,
like any automation, it's not set it and forget it. You're doing
you're still
selling
doing
one
work.
to many. Instead of doing one-to-one selling, you're doing one-to-many selling. And
Right.
what do I mean by that? Well, what is email marketing? It's selling one to many, right?
Yep.
And what is solo ads? It's one to many.
One minute.
And,
Yep.
and what are Google ads? One to many. And so you got to figure out your voice of one to many. So instead of actually doing one-on-one, which seems like you're talking to everybody, because you are at that point, But so are you when you do one to many. You're just doing it in a different way.
Right. And
Anyway,
so
I'm stealing your
Kyle,
thunder, I think.
what when we talk about, like, everybody's like, well, why is affiliate marketing so hot? And like, talk about the one to many aspect and why that's so desirable over the one to one.
Shoot, scaling. Like bottom line, one to many is about scalability and being able to get your message out to as many people as possible that are interested in your topic, right?
Right.
And so that certainly is appealing because then you have the opportunity to make more money, which is the main reason people get into this in the first place, right? It's
Right.
a business that can add income to your family, to your life, if you don't have a family, and just it's the next evolution, next step in your entrepreneurial journey, right? Or maybe it's the first step, but it's a step into like leaving the 9 to 5, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes it so appealing in general, though, it's not necessarily the one to many or even the one to one, like just affiliate marketing in general. You don't have to come up with a product. You don't have to come up with a lot of marketing materials for a lot of these different products that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's already created for you, and you just need to put your own spin on it. It takes the scariness and also the difficulty of creating your own thing and eliminates all that. And you can just sell somebody else's thing. So it's really, in a sense, it's cutting out it's cutting out working for somebody else and getting those commissions directly for you using somebody else's thing that's already created. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people, they really get into this kind of a tizzy because they're like, oh, affiliate marketing, I got to have a funnel, I got to have a capture page, I got to have this
Yeah.
email platform, I got to do all this stuff. And it's like, you don't
That's
have
all.
to,
That's all for seasoned
right,
marketers.
right. But I want to go back to what you talked about, which was, and I think this is where a lot of people are getting really excited about affiliate marketing. And everybody I talk to, this is the first thing that they're like, whoa, that's awesome, is a lot of the people that build these affiliate platforms that have products they want to sell, and they are, they're selling these products as an affiliate, method. So you get a commission for selling their product. 9 times out of 10, they've done everything, and all you have to do is promote it. And so, a good example is pretty much, the stuff that Kyle and I are involved in, things that he's got that I have not, and things that I have that he's not. None of those things we've ever had to build entirely ourselves and build a structure around. The people who built the product and who sell the product initially, like the owners of the product, have built all of the materials. So that way, all you have to do is take those materials and plaster them wherever you want to make sales.
Yeah. And generally these people are like experts in space, that are creating these courses. At least, the ones that you should be vetting. Like they need to come from somebody that's seasoned, can't necessarily be somebody that's brand new because all the split testing needs to happen. They need to actually be selling this stuff and
Yep.
not just be a course creator,
Yep.
and something that's going to actually be usable and beneficial to a lot of people.
Right. Well, and that's something that is, again, another enticing thing about affiliate marketing is people say, well, how do I know that the people that are providing this stuff, that are selling this stuff, that they're actually good at what they do? And you'll know, like it'll be clear as day. Is
social proof.
Yeah, social proof, right? Is if you go to that person's profile, you go to their page, you go to their YouTube channel, whatever it is, and you don't see anything about this program, then they're just a course creator. Then they just are someone that threw up a training and said, hey, go sell this training for me. And they're making hundreds or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you're making pennies on the dollar because they've got hundreds of thousands of people going out there selling these products for them. A good example is a lot of the people that do provide content on places like ClickBank and things like that, where they've just basically created a product and given an ability for someone to sell it for a couple bucks in profit. I personally think that a lot of that stuff is really, really good, but you got to know how to sell anything at that point. You don't have to really believe in the product. And I think why affiliate marketing in general is really hot right now is because one of the things is the bigger platforms, right? Like not even specifically talking about high ticket, but the ones that have more of a they're not just a product, they're actually a platform. So people have training, they have a community, they have, all of the resources. So, some of them even come with, their own marketing stuff for like banners and stuff like that you can put out. Some of them are even animated, right? Like people animate banners and say, hey, go throw this on your blog, go throw it on your website, go do this, do that. And it's all ready. And all, somebody has to do is say, all right, where do I go promote this? That could be paid traffic, that could be organic traffic, but it takes all of the guesswork out of the marketing. Is you don't have to guess like, well, do I have the right copy? Doesn't matter because it's not yours. Do I have the right picture? Doesn't matter because it's not yours.
Yeah, and a lot of times those platforms will tell you exactly where to even go grab traffic from, both organic and
it's actually and that's back in the we'll go back a little bit because I think people would be really interested to know, like, where did this really become a big thing? And affiliate marketing has actually been a big thing since like the dawn of direct marketing in itself. And I mean,
it started with direct mail for sure.
Yeah. And, people would get flyers and they'd print these, packages or products or whatever on these flyers. And the people that were selling those items would pay the person providing, the flyers. Yeah. So think of it like a paper boy, right? Like, if you're out delivering newspapers, you're technically an affiliate marketer because what you're doing is you're getting paid by somebody to go take their material and plaster it on everybody's doorstep. And it's interesting to think about that. Like, wait a minute, but that doesn't make sense. You didn't get paid a commission on the people that read the newspaper. It's like, oh, but you did, because you delivered all those newspapers and the newspaper company said, hey, thanks for delivering our materials. Here's a commission. The more papers you deliver, the more money you make. Affiliate marketing. And so as time has gone on, affiliate marketing,
it cuts out a ton of the infrastructure of like a traditional job, right? Like it puts you in the driver's seat, puts you in the marketing chair, puts you in the sales seat, and you're able to directly create an income for yourself. And you can choose whatever the heck that needs to be. If you want to sell hair care products, you could go affiliate for hair care products if you wanted to, and it all just depends on what type of audience that you want, what niche you want to be in. And it just gives you more control to generate income for your own life, and then it also makes it a springboard for eventually, if you wanted to, you could create your own info product, your own product, your whatever it may be, your own SaaS,
Yeah. And we know people that have done that. We know people that went from being an affiliate marketer themselves to them being the product owner and them being the actual, the people that are paying out the commissions.
Well, it's a natural segue. And the reason why is as you learn and as you go through the process of selling one-to-one, selling one-to-many, like you create your own, you have your own system, and you're not reinventing a wheel, but you are becoming a master of your craft. And your audience already knows, likes, and trusts you, right? And so your audience will be like, Josh, dude, like, I love what you're doing. And like, it's really cool. Like, you showed me this platform, but like, I want a little bit more, right? I want a little bit more from you. Can you help me? Well, what is that? That's creating, of course, it's creating a coaching product, right? Like it's just a natural segue.
Yep, it is. And that's where, people get really interested in affiliate marketing for that aspect, because when you look at the natural flow, let's say, we'll start from baby stage to master stage, right? Like baby stage is you get in, you're kind of dabbling in one product, maybe a couple products, you're making a couple bucks here and there. You're not paying really much in the way of marketing it because maybe you put it up on your profile or whatever the case may be. And you think, hey, what if I could scale this and make a ton of money? And then so you start buying traffic, you start buying ads, you start, doing whatever. And let's say the product never changes, but you keep building this up and you keep scaling. The thing about affiliate marketing, which makes it really enticing, is that the more you put in, the more potential there is to get out. And that can be time, that can be money. And because it's all based on that scale, right? So like if you do just a little bit, you're only going to make a little bit. If you do a lot, you're going to make a lot. And it doesn't happen overnight for most people, but like you get to that intermediate stage where it's like, all right, I'm making a little bit more money. I'm driving some traffic. I'm getting some good click-throughs on my ads. Things are working well. I'm, in profit. Let's go one step further and let's, go and scale this out among people. So a lot of guys.
And let's be clear too, like you can make a ton of money without spending on ads.
Oh yes, 100%. I mean, organic marketing in itself, like a lot of people can scale that way too. You can do that with groups. You can do that with your profile. You can do that with videos. That's one of the things. One of the reasons why we do what we do, not just to make money, but to get our voice heard, is we do it in multiple areas. We've got our YouTube channel. We've got our, this Facebook, live on Facebook. We've got our podcast that's on, Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts, where we take the audio from these and we put those into the podcast and let it go. And like, that's the kind of stuff. Is none of that stuff costs us any money. We do this all for free. And if we, we make a little bit from our podcast, we stuff like that, you can end up monetizing more and more as it goes on, and you can make money without having to really spend all that much other than whatever platform you're buying. But the master stage is really where it gets interesting, because that's where people make the decision. Do I want to be an affiliate marketing master and be a master at promoting other people's products? Always be at the top of the leaderboards, always, a good example is take like the Berry brothers, right? That's what Garrett and Peter, like those guys, they follow every affiliate marketing platform I've ever seen. Those guys are always on the newest thing out there, and they're always on the leaderboards. And it's because they've made a decision that that's what they're going to do. But some people take the other road and they go, well, I'm going to go build my own course. I'm going to go write my own book. I'm going to go, create my own product. And then that's where they can make a ton of money, because now they take their influence from before and they push that through, and, they can end up having the money come to them, directly. It becomes 100% profit, right? I've seen people do that where, a good friend of mine created a mindset course, a 30-day mindset course, sells it for $37. And the dude is making thousands of dollars a month off of this course because people are buying it. Because they trust him, they understand him, they know where he's coming from. And that's, again, that all these things, everybody loves that about affiliate marketing, because you can't do that anywhere else. There's like, if you go work for a company and took their idea and built one yourself, you're in a whole world of legal trouble, because they come after you and they go, hey, that looks very similar to our product. You can't sell our product. But have you ever gone and looked for an online marketing course and seen about 5 different branded courses that all look exactly the same? That's why, because most people don't care. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean go plagiarize and go word for word and copy people's content. But people learn stuff, they create their own, they put their own spin on it, and they reach their own set of people.
Well, it's the same reason there's a whole bunch of like self-help books, right? There's not one self-help book. There's just so many things that are out there. First of all, and then like you have your own unique voice. Your own voice is going to speak to somebody differently than somebody else's voice,
Right.
So somebody that's going to like you, Josh, maybe isn't going to like me, or vice versa.
Right.
Or not even, and maybe it's not even that harsh. Maybe they just resonate with you more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe it's not that they don't like you, but it's that just, for us, our, maybe my voice is a little bit different, and they're like, hey, I like that guy. And sometimes maybe it's you. Or, and here's the thing. If somebody can turn around and they're like, you know what, Josh is an asshole, so I like Kyle better. Okay. Like, I get it. Kyle, but it's true. And that's, again, that's why affiliate marketing is so awesome, because you don't have to stick with one person and go, oh, well, that's the only affiliate marketing company out there, so I got to do theirs. Like,
No, you don't get pinned in as deep either, right?
right.
Like, maybe you spend a little on the course, but that's not like spending $10,000 on product you can't return.
Yep.
You know, so like if you wanted to just make a quick comparison, right? Why is affiliate marketing so hot? Well, it's a lot easier too to get started than it is saying like setting up a drop shipping store.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, you don't have to put in the infrastructure of building your site, of building your of finding traffic, of finding the right product, and then buying the product. You know, branding the product. Like there's a whole bunch of extra steps that go into something like that, or maybe you're selling something on Amazon. You know, even maybe if you're like maybe something that's a little bit easier is like flipping, right? Where you go to like Walmart, you find something that's selling on Amazon, you can buy it right there. Even if you don't end up selling it, you can return it, right? Like, but you're still like, there's a whole bunch of steps. You got to go to Walmart. You got to go list this thing. You know, it's not as simple as what affiliate is. You know, affiliate is the easiest way to start your own home business.
Yeah. And that's something too that a lot of people don't understand. I think is that let's take the flipping, right? So let's, kind of along the same lines like Amazon drop shipping, but the what they call store.
I mean, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Except
the difference is that
there's less risk. There's a little bit of risk reversal because you can just return it, and you can see what it's going for right then before you buy it.
Right, exactly. And that's something that I've seen a lot of people do. Like there's apps out there and stuff that, once you become an Amazon seller, you can go scan a barcode and it'll tell you like how much it's being sold, like that exact thing, how much it's being sold elsewhere. But
that's the thing though, you got to know what those apps are because there's research that you have to do.
Yep.
You got to find the right one. What those products are ahead of time, or at least a ballpark of what those things are. So you can't just go and start scanning random things. It's a big waste of your time.
Yeah. But some people do that. And I think that's a common misconception with what people think about affiliate marketing, because they think, oh, well, it's e-commerce. No, e-commerce and affiliate marketing are two very different things. E-commerce is exactly what we were just talking about. That's drop shipping, that's flipping, that's
physical product,
digital products, whatever, or physical products and stuff like that. But usually there's a store, right? There's a store. You go add to cart, you do these things, you do whatever. I mean, people can go look at pictures of the product and people go, well, that's affiliate marketing too. No, that's people making a commission off of selling something that for a higher price than what they bought for a lower price.
Well, let's be honest. You can still technically affiliate for a physical product.
You can, yes. And here's the thing is there's things like direct selling which is what my wife and I are part of as well, where we sell products directly to people and we make a commission on it. We make 10% on every product.
I mean, there's a ton of overlap, right? But it's the simplicity of what makes, like, especially info products, affiliate info products, that much simpler.
Right. And I will say that I think what's really useful when it comes to the affiliate marketing piece of it is there's a whole community of people that are all about affiliate marketing. And that's another reason why it's so hot, is that almost every single product out there that I've seen has some sort of community, has some sort of Facebook group or something like that, where you can go connect with other people selling the same product, and they'll basically tell you exactly how to sell the product. They'll basically walk you through, all the steps that they use. And because the thing is that the people are going to buy. You're going to find people that are going to buy. They're going to sign up in programs. They're going to do things. It's just a matter of time.
Well, I think too, what you started to hint at is the communities, right? And it's kind of it's ingrained in a lot of folks from when they jump into, from probably more of the organic side, but when you were building, some like your know, like, and trust, and you're taught to disconnect yourself from the sale, and you're taught to just go out there and genuinely help people and build relationships. That builds a community and sense of trust right there. When
Mhm.
you're not out there just, commission breath, you're out there to help people succeed, to help people to get to the next level. And when you like just exude that mentality, like everybody rises with the tide, right? And so you get that huge sense of community too, and it just kind of permeates the whole space. You see people all the time that are like just getting into affiliate marketing, and you'll see their posts like, "Wow, I get more support here than I do for my own family." Well, you got a lot of like-minded people in the same space that are all moving in the same direction, and then when you top that with disconnecting, from the end result and just helping people to help people, like it creates a pretty badass community of places places and people that you just want to hang out with.
Yeah. And that is really a good point too, is the sense of community is like none other. I mean, everybody's on the same path, everybody's working towards the same goals, and you've got all different types of people. You got people that are full-time in affiliate marketing, you've got people that are part-time, maybe they're a stay-at-home mom or dad and they're just, making a little extra money on the side. And then you got people like us that are trying to get free from our jobs, and we're building affiliate marketing businesses, and we're building, basically a foundation to be able to live on just the commissions that we're getting from the endeavors that we have. And the interesting part about that is that it's all of it's possible. It's a very diverse opportunity where you can go in at any level. If you want to go full time and you want to go full bore, you can do that. If you want to only make a couple $100 a month extra, to help pay the bills and stuff, you can do that too. There's no limits. There's no obligation of time to put in. Nobody, sits down on you and says like, hey, what have you done this week? How hard have you worked this week? How much, time did you put in this week? It's very rare to find any affiliate marketing opportunity that actually comes down on you like that and says, hey, you need to be accountable for our company, our product, because there's always people out there selling these products. So
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen an affiliate company, like affiliate relationship, be like that. I mean,
never,
it's completely up to you and what you put into it.
right.
It's 100% on you,
Which
unless you're
can
paying
be
for a
good.
coach who's designed to do that.
Right. Well, and that's something too, is that there's also a lot of affiliate marketing coaches out there. There's
Yeah,
people that have been successful in affiliate marketing that they've gone through and they've said, hey, I've done really well. I'm going to go ahead and start coaching people how to do what I did. And,
for sure.
it's definitely
That's part of that natural segue that we were talking about earlier.
right. And that's where, yeah, you can, I don't think we touched on that really all that much, but some people, you get to that master stage, right, where you've mastered being an affiliate. Instead of creating a product, maybe then you go to coaching. Maybe then like there's people out there that they make enough money without having to promote somebody's product because they are a course creator that they basically, said, hey, I got really good at selling products. I'm going to go create a course and a group and all this stuff and teach people how to be an affiliate marketer. And so you see these high ticket affiliate, groups and training courses and coaching programs. And it's like, well, how did they get there? Well, easy. They started with being a baby affiliate marketer, and they worked their way up to being an expert and being a master.
It's no
And
different than
you know,
getting good at anything you
right,
practice.
right. But that's the beauty of it, right? Like there's so much forward motion that people can have. And everybody says like, why are so many people flocking to affiliate marketing? Well, all of the above, right? Like everything we just talked about, the simplicity, the flexibility of it, just everything about it. People are flocking to it because it's not only making people money, but it's giving people choices. It's giving people the ability to really design their own schedule, design their life, and be adamant on just having control over what their business looks like.
Yeah, I think you're hitting the nail on the head there too with the word control. Like you're putting control back in your own life with your financial situation, right? So you don't have to rely on a 9 to 5. And what's what's crazy is like you see all these people that are out there too that look like they have overnight success, quote unquote, right? And which is completely not true. People put in the time and they put in years of research, and like it
Yep.
may, they may jump into a new opportunity and then all of a sudden blow up, but it's not all of a sudden really blown up. They put in the work, they put in the groundwork to put themselves in the best seat for success. But
Yep.
uh, besides all that, though, like you don't have to, quote unquote, I'm going to quote myself again, air quote, you don't
Air
have to
quotes.
blow up overnight either. Like you set micro goals, right? Like make enough money in that first month to pay your light bill. Maybe that's $50, maybe it's $100, but that's one less bill that you have to pay with your 9 to 5, right? And then just keep growing where you're just checking off the next bill, right? Maybe now you're making enough in the month to pay for your car note, right? And that's an additional whatever that you get to keep in your pocket from your 9 to 5, and then just eliminate it one by one. Like you can baby step this whole thing to produce the end result that you want.
Yeah. And and that's, I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand too, is that when we're talking about being able to, for example, push through and, make extra money and stuff like that. And, people may come up and say, well, if you're buying traffic, are you really making money? Well, yeah, you're making money. You've got to in and out, right? You've got to, money in, money out type of thing. So yes, if you go buy traffic and let's say you don't make it that many sales, do you go through and say, oh, well, I'm in the negative? Well, you can look at it that way, or you can look at the positive and say, look, I bought traffic, which is never a guarantee, and I made a sale. That's never a guarantee. So either way, like, you say I bought traffic and made a sale, you made a sale. And that sale makes it less of a hit for that traffic that you bought. Maybe you break even, whatever the case may be. But one of the things that I think people need to understand is what Kyle talked about earlier, and what he just really kind of touched on there. You don't have to pay for ads and pay for traffic to build an affiliate marketing business. You can do it
No, in
straight
fact,
from
I would
brokerage.
like would encourage people not to do that off the
Mhm.
rip
Yeah, I
because
would.
of the things that you're saying. Like you need to know how to monetize it. Way you got to understand that sometimes paid traffic is more about building on the front end, and there's a time investment, of the one to many to get them to buy. And then
Mhm.
sometimes, you're building a list and you got to ditch some of those people that are on there.
Yeah,
So like that's all part of paid traffic, and that gets a little more complicated. So start with the free stuff.
yeah. Start with just talking to people. Start with just getting in a motion of learning how to sell the product. So then that way, when you do decide to scale and you do decide to buy traffic, that when someone asks you a question, you're not like, let me get back to you. You can just boom. You've been selling the product for months, right? You've been or weeks, whatever it is. I would highly recommend putting at least some time in to learn a product and understand the benefits of it and why it's important and what's possible, because
And I think what you're talking about there too, like it's like you do need to stick with like find something that resonates with you, but then stick with it. You can't just be, up to offer to offer to offer to offer,
yeah, no,
especially when you're starting out. Like you need to have your main offer, and you need to kind of focus on that.
yeah. And that's really, so the scary part, right, is people say, well, what happens if I want to switch network marketing, or not network marketing, affiliate marketing companies? What happens if I
I think
want
it's
to
okay,
switch?
but you need to like you can't just be the hopper. Like if like you
Right.
pick the first thing and it didn't resonate, that's fine. But don't have a new offer every other week.
Yep. And that's, you got to be consistent, because here's the thing. People are watching you, and people are paying attention to what you're doing. They're paying attention to exactly where your business is going, and what's happening. And when you come up with an offer that resonates with someone else, and they go, hey, that's awesome. Like, for example, let's we'll take a little role play between Kyle and I. If Kyle is selling a product and I look at it and I go, you know what, I'm not really into that product, And then I see Kyle switches to another product. I said, hey, I'm actually really into that. I'm going to go buy that. And then I see Kyle switch to another one. I'm going to start questioning, okay, is Kyle really the person that I want to follow and I want to really be around? Because this person just jumps from thing to thing to thing. It looks like they're just all about money. It looks like they're just all about trying to make a buck. And I think that there's some disconnect there that people, like if you are switching from thing to thing, you're going to confuse your buyers. You're going to
For sure. Like you have the main thing that you promote, right? And then within that, you can have some additional offers, but like that is like a compliment, right? That goes way after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Like text bot compliments, like multiple income funnel, right? So they just kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
As just a quick example.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because so we go back and recap a little bit. Why is affiliate marketing so hot? Well, you have the option to sell one-to-one or one-to-many. It's flexible. You are in control of everything that you're doing with your business. You are in control with how you promote it, but you have the materials already made for you. So you don't have to come up with the copy. You don't have to come up with all the marketing materials. You just have to figure out where you're going to market it. I mean, there's so many reasons. And yet so many people will say, well, this one didn't work for me in 1 week because, Mr. Master Marketer over here did it in 1 week and made $100,000 and I did it and made 10, so obviously it's not working for me. It's working for them. And then you jump to the next thing.
That's another important piece too, man. You can't compare yourself to somebody else like that. Like you don't know how long they've been in the game. You don't know how long or how big of a list they have. Like you got to compare yourself to where you were at yesterday.
Yep. The only person you should be in competition with is yourself. Mm-hmm. And actually, more precisely, the person you were yesterday, not the person you are today. Because if you try to be in competition with yourself today, you're going to lose every time, because you're going to be looking at, well, why am I not good enough today? No, are you better today than you were yesterday? If so, then you won. Yeah. We call that the +1 -1 method, right? Did you get +1 better, or did you get -1 stayed the same or worse?
Yeah. There's a program that both of us are in, and like the main mantra is, take your daily action and be here a year from now.
Yep.
Be here a year from now. You're like, oh wow, that seems like such a long time. But it really isn't.
No,
like think about Josh, like you and I started the OFA challenge almost exactly a year ago. Today.
Almost. Yep.
Almost, right? And like in that, Russell Brunson talks about, do daily content for a year and see where you're at. And and that's not the only program that we're in that says that, not at all. But it takes consistent daily action over a good chunk of time to really get the results that you're looking for. Like affiliate marketing is not an overnight success, get rich quick scheme. Anybody peddling that, let's steer clear of that.
Well, I want to talk real quick about a friend of mine who, so we went to high school together, and I've talked to this guy a couple times, and I don't know if I've actually told you this whole story, Kyle. I've mentioned it here and there, but so this is a guy who, when in high school, he hated to have to work. Like when it came to schoolwork, when it came to like doing PE stuff or whatever, the fitness stuff in class, he hated it. He hated doing any sort of, if he had to lift a finger, it was a bad day. And when we got out of high school, I didn't really hear much from him at all. I mean, I moved up to North Dakota. He was in California. We moved away from each other. It is what it is. But then here about a month ago, I was talking to him, and, because we still talk every now and then. I mean, we've been graduated for freaking 16 years now, 16, 17 years. And so what's interesting is that we were chatting, and I said, hey, how are things going? He's like, oh, it's great. And I was like, yeah, what you been up to? And he's like, yeah, I haven't had a job since high school. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean you haven't had a job since high school? And like, he and I had never talked about business. And so I reached out to him because he showed up on my Facebook timeline, and I was like, oh, I haven't talked to him in a while. Actually, I think I haven't talked to him even before I got into any sort of online marketing or anything like that. And apparently, what he did after high school is he got in with a company that was doing direct mailing and started doing the flyers and all that kind of stuff. And that company decided to go digital, and he stuck with that company. So in his first year with the company, he made about 15, I think 14 or $15,000. That was it. The dude lived on his parents' couch, like, just basically didn't have to pay rent, just helped out around the house, made 14 or 15K, saved up a bunch of the money. And then when this company went digital, he actually invested in getting some help with email marketing. And so this was probably around 2007, 2008 that he got really big into the email marketing. Well, what happened in 2008? We had an economic decline. People started losing their jobs. People started needing money. And so he started marketing to these people and marketing this product. Well, what was the product? The product was literally a job finding platform. It was a platform that people paid to go get job updates right into their inbox, whether it was mail or email. And he got paid a commission for however many flyers he sent out. And so, he bought,
meet your customer where they're at.
Right. And so when he got into email, he started building an email list of having these people opt in, and the company gave him a capture page, right? They gave him a page where people go to and sign up with their email. And then he paid for a platform to send out all these emails. And anybody who signed up under his affiliate link, under his capture page, he would make commission if they bought this program. And so it worked out really well, and he was doing a lot of good work, and everything was fine. But he was only making like 22, 23,000, in that next couple of years, still living on mom and dad's couch, still, trying to make it work. But the thing is he didn't have any expenses. So that money was basically, it was all his, but he paid very little for everything that he was doing. So we're now 6-7 years into him doing this affiliate marketing stuff, not really making hundreds of thousands a year, but he got involved with a company that was actually starting to do some intellectual property. They were actually selling a real estate course for real estate agents. Well, he started doing this right around the end of 2009, beginning of 2010. Well, what happened around that time? Real estate started to pick back up because the economic downturn started to turn its head. Everything started to come back up, and he started to make a ton of money on it. And he started promoting this course everywhere. He was promoting it on Facebook. He was promoting it in his email marketing. By now, he had probably 40, 50,000 people on an email list from everybody that wanted the job search thing, because he was promoting it all over the US because this company was completely online. And as time went on, that company actually folded. So he took all like the job search company, because then by then all these states kind of had all these different, you could go to like the government websites and they had state run job search programs and all this stuff, and all these free job programs came out online. And so nobody wanted to pay somebody to go find them a job. So that started to fold. Well, guess what? Now he had a list of tens of thousands of people that he could market whatever he wanted to. It took him 10 years. Now this is, don't take this as discouragement. This is an explanation of why some people look like an overnight success. He had 10 years of building a list, of building rapport with all these people. And this real estate program came out, and in 2 weeks he made $150,000.
Yep.
So 10 years of making $15,000 to $25,000 a year.
That's when opportunity meets preparation,
Exactly. And he basically had been preparing all this time, and his life wasn't terrible. I mean, his parents didn't care. I mean, they ended up moving into a different house. He had a whole section of the house that was his. He paid a little bit for rent. I mean, I think he paid like $300-400 a month for rent just to be able to have this space in the house. And he was cool with it. He didn't care, because for him, he was making money. And even at $20,000 a year, the guy didn't have a car payment, because his car was the same car he had in high school, and he just had money. He had money in the bank to be able to pay for repairs, because he wasn't spending his money on anything else. And all this preparation, 10 years down the road, he makes a ton of money. he gets recognized by the company as this crazy hot seller. They send him on a bunch of trips. They send him on a bunch of, give him a bunch of prizes and stuff like that. And everybody goes, oh man, that guy's just so lucky that it worked for him and it didn't work for anybody else. No, false. That dude spent 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears putting through all this time, starting out in the most manual way possible by literally delivering flyers into people's mailboxes, moving to email, moving to all this stuff. That's why affiliate marketing is so powerful, because you have to look at the big picture, and you have to look at, once you get to a point where you can promote any offer to anybody you have, your whole life is going to change. But before then, you have to focus on, what is it that I need to do today to be successful? And with affiliate marketing, it's just market your product. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you do it over email, if you do it over paid traffic.
Yeah, just one person at a time.
Yeah, and you can do it one-on-one, or you can do it one-to-many. It doesn't matter. But that's the great thing, is it's flexible. And if you stick with it, you're going to have an arsenal of people that are going to know, like, and trust you, that you're going to have on your email list, you're going to have on your Facebook, you're going to have everywhere else. And when you say jump, the whole freaking world's going to shake, because everybody's going to jump.
Raving fans.
Right.
You don't need that many raving fans to make a good living.
Mm-mm. And really, you just need a few raving fans that are willing to follow you along with different products. And, when something new comes out, we talk about all the time when Profit's Passport went down and my income, the multiple income funnel came up, the same people are doing the same things. If you could still go back to Profit's Passport and look at the leaderboard, it's almost identical to the leaderboard that's in multiple income funnel. Mm-hmm. It's the same people. And you can be one of those people. We can be one of those people. We're going to be one of those people. It's just, you have to look at, number one, why is it such a good opportunity? And then number two, what is your personal activity going to be?
That's it, man. Daily action. Yeah. And I guess it should be a little bit more clear than just daily action, but it's what's income producing action.
Right. Not just daily action of staring at the screen and going, well, I stare at the screen every day. Well, I guess you could count that as a daily action.
I suppose.
But income, or what I like to call revenue producing action, or revenue positive actions.
Yeah.
What's something you're going to do today that can potentially make you money?
There it is.
Cool, man.
Did we cover it? Did we cover it today, Josh?
I think we covered it.
Nice. No, this is good jumping back in after being sick for 10 days.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure I've had COVID like twice. I've never went and done it or anything like that. But yeah, here's what's crazy. What you sound like right now, like what you just did, right? You coughed and it was like, whoo, like I used to get, I still do. I get that all the time. I get just the slightest bit of a runny nose, and it goes down the back of my throat and gets into my lungs, and
it's not like bronchitis all of a sudden disappeared,
Yeah, exactly. And
it's not like any of the other shit just disappeared.
I know.
All around.
It's like, hey guys, bronchitis doesn't exist, asthma doesn't exist, COP doesn't exist. Everything's COVID now.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to get into that discussion today. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll table that one.
Yeah, but cool. Well, I think that is good for today's episode.
Yeah, good stuff, man. So anyway, want to start a home business? Affiliate marketing is the way to go. It's lowest hanging fruit for sure.
And if you guys want to know how to get started in affiliate marketing, you can reach out to either Kyle or myself. You can find us directly. Obviously, this is streaming on both of our profiles. So if you're seeing this on Kyle's profile, hit up Kyle. If you're seeing this on my profile, hit me up. If you're friends of both of us, make a decision. We ain't going to be mad.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, you have yourself a wonderful day. Everybody out there in Facebook
Thanks
world.
for stopping by, people.
So What was that?
So thanks for stopping by, people.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, having fun with us. So till next time, those two dads out.